Hello and thank you for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in Lauderdale by the Sea. A beautiful evening out there. I'd like to thank the Windjammer Resort and Beach Club for their fantastic live beach cam that they keep up all the time. This thing has even been up during hurricanes. It's one of my favorite live cams to watch besides the Hillsborough Inlet cam, which I've shown a couple times here on my show. But anyways, I'd like to thank them for providing this video to the public, or this live video feed to the public, because it's absolutely wonderful. You can tune in anytime yourself. Well, I'm not here to talk about beach videos and the Windjammer, even though I really appreciate their live feed there. Let's take a look at what's going on here. I saw this. I thought this was interesting on Zero Hedge. Again, I'd love to read this stuff on Bloomberg or some other big corporate news station or news source like Wall Street Journal or something. But unfortunately, it's hard to find things like this. Copper, crude, crypto, and credit clobbered as stimulus hopes fade. Well, that kind of says it all in one. You know, I think Nancy came out and said today that she wasn't willing to work with the Trump administration on the new stimulus, and basically holding everybody at hostage for election purposes, left and right. So they're both to blame. And really, if you really think about it, what are they doing anyway? They're handing out free money for votes. Trump is, and so is the Democrats. Democrats are famous for doing it, and Trump is doing the same thing. And Republicans have done it as well to some degree too. So you got two parties that have constantly used money and handing out free money and stimulus as a means to get votes. So anyway, copper, crude, crypto, and credit clobbered as stimulus hopes fade. You know, I'm really kind of curious. And anybody that understands crypto, please make a comment below, because I'm not a big crypto guy, and I admit that fully. I don't understand it completely. However, I do understand my business, gold, silver, and platinum physical metals, very well. I'm not really big on crypto, so if someone down in the comment section can maybe say something about why they think that the stimulus hopes would fade, the stimulus hopes fading would have any effect on crypto, I'd be curious. As far as crude goes, I can understand that. People are going to travel less. People aren't going to go out and drive their cars around, go on vacations, take jet vacations, and if they don't have money, and if they're broke, and if they think they're going to be broke, that's the general public. Copper, I kind of get it too, because it's an industrial metal, probably involved with electronics, and primarily involved with electronics and new homes and that kind of thing. So electrical, I would say, and home electronics. So I could see how copper could get hit as a industrial type metal, but I don't quite get the crypto thing. And as far as credit clobbered as stimulus hopes fade, well, I'm not quite sure why credit would get clobbered either, other than the fact that people have already exploded their credit already. Anyway, found this article real interesting. I hate to keep pointing you to Zero Hedge, but until Wall Street Journal starts having interesting articles like this, I'm going to have to do that. Another Zero Hedge article, which I could have gone to the Peter Schiff page, but I did not. Schiff Gold. Peter talks about fourth quarter fireworks, and I kind of highlighted what he was talking about down here. Despite the big sell-off in September, gold ended up Q3 about 6% up. Silver was hit the hardest last month, falling about 18%. But now follow this. Silver got really hit last week hard. However, for the course of the year, come on, give it some credit where credit's due. It still gained 27% on the quarter. Holy smokes. Despite falling, that's impressive. And Peter goes on to talk about the dollar was a mirror image of precious metals and equities. It was up in the month of September, but down on the quarter. The dollar index gained nearly 2%. But ended down just over 3.5% on the quarter. So pretty much September was a counter trend move in every asset. Everything that was up on every quarter, well, it was down on the month, and vice versa. Well, that's absolutely correct. I love Peter Schiff, and I think he ran for office in Delaware. Forgive me for not knowing exactly, but I did donate to his campaign at that time. I like the guy a lot, and I think he's a very smart guy. I think the only time he gets in trouble is the same time all of us get in trouble, is when we start saying, like, well, gold is going to go up at this time, or we're going to have a crash at this particular time. And when you start naming specific times on a timeline, especially on our short timelines on Earth, you can get yourself in trouble. So that's where I think Peter Schiff gets in trouble sometimes. when he's made some big gold predictions, and he's named specific times and dates. I think sometimes we underestimate what the Federal Reserve can do, and we can underestimate what the economy and peoples can do. So it's very dangerous to get into short, and I think even medium long-term predictions. Of course, that's just my prediction, or my opinion. Let me move along here. Another Schiff Gold article. My gosh, it's a Peter Schiff night for sure. Gold's recent correction has taken silver down with it, the white metal, and what have we been talking about? I've been talking about how silver is basically going to follow gold, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. The white metal dipped, but maybe a little more erratic, as we talked about as well. The white metal dipped below $21 an ounce at its lowest and about $8 off its August highs. Well, definitely about $8 off its August highs, but I didn't see it go below 21. I saw it at 21.97, so maybe I missed that blip. These things can happen so fast in overnight markets. But again, I did not see it as a low on our gold and silver graphs and such. So maybe that's a typo, or maybe I just missed the below $21 an ounce level. However, I did see it at 21.97, 21.88 maybe even, I think, now that I think about it, but never lower than 21. I don't think that's correct. That's just my opinion. That has led, and this is an important thing right here to read too, that has led some to speculate that we've seen a knockout blow for silver. Well, of course, if you've been watching my daily reports on precious metals, you'll know that we don't think that's true. We didn't see it as a knockout blow. We just saw it as an opportunity to buy more. And if you didn't have the money to buy more, just wait it through. Don't worry. Go take a trip somewhere. Just wait this out. It's going to be over soon. These are generally the same people who declare the gold bull dead. But I think it's way too early to hang the rest in peace over the silver market for the same reason I don't think the gold bull run is over. In fact, this may be an ideal buying opportunity. And again, what have we been talking about on my nightly show here? The exact same thing. In order to begin saying last rites for precious metals, you have to believe that the Federal Reserve is actually going to tighten monetary policy. Same thing we've been talking about for a long time. So Peter Schiff and I, or should I say I am on the same, because Peter Schiff is way more famous than me, I should say I am on the same level as Peter Schiff. However, I've been talking about this for a while, and obviously Peter's talking about the same exact thing that we've been talking about. Both of these, well anyway, you have to believe that the Federal Reserve is going to tighten monetary policy and the dollar is going to remain strong. Here's the key. And the dollar is going to remain strong. This is, again, like I said, when we see these declines in precious metals, I think it's going to be primarily because of dollar strength. And as I have said numerous amount of times, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, we are going to see dollar strength time to time, but it's not going to be a long-term trend. It's not going to be anything that's going to last and perpetuate, or for any length of time. Dollar strength is going to be a day or two, a week, maybe a little bit longer, but not much longer than that for the most part, in my humble opinion, but I could be surprised by this. However, in the long-term trend, it's a fiat currency. It's never going to last long-term as far as the strength of it. So gold and silver is a good place to be. So anyways, God, I kind of digressed there. The big drop in both gold and silver last week has primarily been driven by dollar strength. So that's exactly what we talked about. Peter Schiff confirms it. And again, you can find these articles on Zero Hedge as well. Let's take a look at the spot prices here and see what happened. I'm going to refresh this page because it is 6 o'clock and I think maybe the world markets are open. Yes, after markets are open. Sometimes I catch them, sometimes I don't when I do these shows. So let's take a look at what New York spot price closed at. I was really surprised. I'm surprised. I said yesterday I thought it was going to be maybe par value at worst, a little bit up. And that's exactly what we got. Except we got a little more than what I thought was a little bit up. When I'm thinking a little bit up, I'm thinking $10 or something like that. But maybe a little bit up in these instances, or $20. But it is up. Same thing with silver. Silver was down $1 earlier in New York, and I was kind of like, that's kind of strange. Gold's up, silver's down. But again, silver, it has been real erratic, and I think gold is really going to lead all three of these metals, gold, silver, and platinum. So silver up at the end of the day at New York, and platinum kind of hanging around that $900 level where it was yesterday. Palladium, all right, never mind. Not going to talk about palladium. So world spot prices, which closed a little while ago, but again, they've opened up again. 1906, really close to New York spot prices. Silver, 23.81, again, same thing, close to that 24. I'm going to say that silver is just going to be crazy in trade. It's going to be wild in $1 ranges for sure, $2 ranges. So buy the dips if you can, and if you can't, you've already bought in, just relax and hold on. It's you're in the upward ride overall. That's what I'm thinking. And platinum about the same in world spot prices. Let's take a look at what aftermarkets are. Well, you know what? Too close to tell here. Look, that's almost identical. Market is open, 897, 898. So really too soon to tell. I think if you're up tonight and you can look at world spot prices, and world spot prices are up tonight, later on, you can pretty much be assured, unless we see some anomaly in dollar strength, that New York will be higher tomorrow in gold, silver, and platinum as well. Now let's move along here. Hey, as far as products go, the cheapest products out there right now I can sell you, and I think the cheapest products you can ask your local dealers for are Krugerrands. Krugerrands are they're about the same price as you could buy gold bars for right now, Perth Mint bars, and what's the others? The Swiss bars, the Pamp bars, and the other type bars that you can buy. The card that come in cards. So my preference is, because Krugerrands have been around for so long, man, like the 1967 or something, or 68. If you can buy a Krugerrand or a gold bar for the same price, I'm always about price. If a gold bar was $5 cheaper than a Krugerrand, I'd tell you to buy a gold bar. But right now, they're about the same value. So I go with the Krugerrand just because they've been around a long time, man. It's kind of a cool item, and the durability, and it's recognized worldwide as well. As far as silver goes, I'm going to say there's an eBay picture, but generic 1-ounce silvers have come down dramatically. There was a time when they were like a $4 or $5 premium at the height, maybe even just a tad higher. Right now, the premiums on these things are as low as $2.25 to $3.25, depending on the quantity and the type of product that you're buying. So premiums have dropped on silver. How long that'll last, I don't know. And oh, there's my picture right there. I had it all set up for you instead of that last Duck Duck Goose one, or Duck Duck Go one I gave Duck Duck Goose. Anyway, generic silvers, that's kind of like the different type rounds that you would get if you bought them from us. And there are different designs, but I don't think I'd be selling you any Merry Christmas. So you'd probably buy those a little bit cheaper. Is that a Philharmonic? No, that's a teddy bear there too. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, these are called generic 1-ounce rounds, and cheapest products on the market right now. Speaking of Duck Duck Goose, DuckDuckGo, they're not. I wish I had a sponsor like DuckDuckGo, because I really respect their search engine. I've been using them for a little while, and I know a lot of you gold and silver people like to have privacy and stuff. So when you're searching for gold and silver prices, and you're doing your gold and silver stacker searches and YouTube videos and such, Google and a lot of these search engines track everything you do, and the next thing you know, you're getting advertising from all these different companies about gold, silver, and platinum. And really, do you want that all over your computer? Question mark on that. I really don't. I don't want to leave tracks behind, especially when I'm talking about finances and things that, that kind of thing. So anyway, I like DuckDuckGo, because I tell you what, for sure, they do not track you. I have been using this as my search engine for quite some time, and I haven't had any advertising pop up whatsoever. Also, I like to use Opera as a browser too, but again, I think if you're using DuckDuckGo, you'll really be impressed with how much less you are tracked about the kind of stuff you search. And again, I think you should be security conscious when it comes to gold and silver and precious metals. So I like using their search engine for that kind of stuff. Anyway, this is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. I think I'm going to go take a walk down to the beach right now while I can, put my feet in the water. It looks absolutely beautiful. Let's just go back over there real quick. Tell me that don't look beautiful. Wow, I'm going there now. So anyway, call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between 10 and 4, Mondays through Fridays. Happy to give you any answers you may need on questions about precious metals. Give you live updated quotes, tell you what the best products we have, and any other questions you may have. Please take a look at our other YouTube videos as well, and like our videos here, or subscribe to our videos, and hit that little bell up in the corner a few times. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks, and have yourself a great evening.